listener, and welcome to Book 2, Chapter 4 of Bite-Sized Tales, the audio flash fiction podcast. In today's story, we begin an occasional serial of fantasy and magic. Shattered Crystal, Darius's Tale, as told by Wylan the Wanderer, minstrel and tale-teller of much renown from Caharan. Written and read by Chris Hussey. Oh, so it's a story you seek, is it? Well then, good ladies and sirs, I have a story for you that is, if you can stomach the sorrow of loss, the thrill of heroic deed, the sting of betrayal, and yes, of course, the warm tingle of a love found. It is a long tale, but not one that is meant to put you to sleep like a mother does to her child. No, this tale will warm your heart at one, and then send a chill of fear deep into your spine, where it shall haunt your dreams for many a sleepless night. And as this night seems to have a rain that will not cease, we all have nothing better to do, true? I thought not. Now, as with all good tales, let us begin where it is best to do so. No, not the beginning, you fools. We shall begin somewhere in the middle, after the fall of that most magical kingdom of Tisserus, when the good King Krailtek, or perhaps you prefer the moniker of the Mad King Krailtek, as he may be more well known, died, after sitting upon his throne for over 300 years. Yes, I did say Tisserus, and the name of Krailtek, didn't I? Did I neglect to mention that this story is true? Oh yes, my lords, ladies, lovers, and louts, this tale is most decidedly true. How do I know this, you ask? Well, that is a wonderful question, and one I do intend to answer, just not yet. As I raise my glass of this most lovely mulled wine from our most gracious host, I suggest you all raise it along with me in salute of the lives we celebrate with this tale, those that live, those that die, and those whose fate has yet to be known. Adept Darius Dorianthus bounced backwards, gritting his teeth. One hand held the wooden practice sword defensively, while the other rubbed his side where he'd just been struck. He sucked air, both from the pain and from necessity of exhaustion, muttering under his breath, "Perhaps if you stopped your damn taunting and helped me, I wouldn't keep getting hit here." "It wouldn't help. You clearly can't defend that side. Pathetic." The voice in Darius's mind answered back, "No amount of my guidance will change that. Of course, there is one way we can decide this fight." Darius chose to answer with his thoughts rather than his voice, settling into a guard stance, both hands firmly gripping the sword's hilt. "You know I cannot. No, I will not do that. This is merely a training match." "Yes, training. Something you clearly need more of," the voice mocked. "Why I was placed with you, I shall never know." Darius ignored the jest as he circled to the left, eyes on his opponent. Lisbeth appeared at peace with herself as she moved in the dance with Darius. He sensed and could almost see the unity that she held with her Eidolon, the spirit that existed symbiotically within each member of the Shining Order. It burned inside of him that he didn't feel that way towards his own. We're like two rival siblings. "Have you had enough, Dar?" Lisbeth taunted as she twirled her practice sword. "That's his problem," a voice jumped in from the crowd around the pair. "Darius doesn't know when to quit." Darius recognized the voice. It was Axel, Darius didn't like him, and the feeling was mutual. While he respected his brother in the order, Darius wasn't sure if that feeling was mutual. Your mewling mate isn't wrong, Darius. That doesn't mean not knowing when to quit is an attribute to be feared. I was once the same. Let me show you. The Eidolon's words swirled in Darius's mind, bringing him a strange calm. The adept could feel the presence of the spirit pushing for access and control of Darius's body. Opening his thoughts as if opening a pair of cupped hands, Darius allowed the sensation that rode with the words to flow into his hands and spill over, bathing his own soul as if under a gentle waterfall. Darius felt the surge of power and skill overlap his own. His confidence surged. Darius smiled slightly. "You're right, Axel. I do not." Pushing off on one leg, Darius vaulted forward, his sword jutting straight out from his chest. Lisbeth was ready. Pivoting on her left foot, she turned perpendicular to the attack. Her sword came out, then up, sending Darius's attack up and away. Hoping to catch him in the back, she keyed off her right foot, whirling around, her wooden blade leading the way. Her strike caught air as Darius's momentum carried him through her strike. "I've made you too fast for her. Now, my charge, let's teach her a lesson." Guided by something beyond instinct, Darius planted his foot, jerking to a stop. His knees bent as if being crushed by a great weight. With a grunt, he hurtled his body into the air, angling toward Lisbeth. She brought her blade up, parrying Darius's strike easily. Stepping back and spinning, she met the cacophony of strikes that followed as Darius landed. Hands and blades whirled and blurred as each sought an opening, the speed of their strikes going faster than what was possible for their human bodies to do alone. Darius sensed the surge of power coming from his Eidolon growing. Keeping his concerns shielded from the spirit, he did his best to guide and control the flow, but he could sense it was a losing effort. Can't let him take control. 3 well-placed strikes forced Lisbeth to falter. The Eidolon's voice roared in his mind. She is beaten. It is time to end this. Darius feinted a strike to Lisbeth's left leg, whirling quickly to the right. She caught the strike, but not what came after. In a shot, Darius freed one hand from the sword's grip, flashing it out hard into Lisbeth's midsection. She stumbled back while Darius spun, then dropped low. Lisbeth's attempted block caught air as his practice blade struck her lower leg with enough force to knock her feet out from under her. She landed hard, trying to whirl free, but Darius was on her in an instant. One foot planted hard, blocking her escape, while the other kicked her sword arm back, pinning it. With a snap, the tip of the wooden blade was at her throat. Finish the job. She is your lesser. You have vanquished her. The words, like cold tendrils, crept through Darius's mind, seeking to wrest control of his weapon from his own thoughts. It was only a wooden sword, but the tip was sharp enough to pierce the soft flesh of her throat. No, she is my sister. I cannot. Get back to your place within. Darius struggled to force the spirit to the corner of his psyche where he could lock it away. The Eidolon resisted. I think otherwise, young charge. Now is the time I free myself of your pointless bonds. She will be slain right here and right now. The spirit forced the blade closer to her throat. Well now, that is an unfortunate place to pause this tale, isn't it? Perhaps we shall learn what the fates of all those involved shall be soon. But first, more mulled wine. Author's note. This story actually was written almost 10 years ago in various forms. I did a few different drafts, finally settling on this one. And it's a story that I've had in my mind for quite some time to tell, and I thought this might be the best venue to do so. It goes on for a while, and I'm hoping to give several entries as time goes on. I hope that you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time. This chapter of Bite-Sized Tales has been brought to you under a Creative Commons Attribution, Non-Commercial, No Derivatives 4.0 International License. Intro and outro music is Fantasy Motion by Alexander Nakarada, provided under a Creative Commons 4.0 license. If you've enjoyed what you've heard today, we'd greatly appreciate reviews and recommendations to your friends. For more information about our authors, please visit bitesizedtales.com. We look forward to reading to you next time.